Hey, what's up? Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Ponda. Alright. I love Friday mornings. State of the Chess Union. I'm Joe Biden. What's up? So, we are taking, what is it? Blitz challenges 5+5. Is that rapid or blitz? It's a good freaking question. I don't even know. Let's see, Schumacher. Yeah, it's rapid. It's hard to believe that 5+5 isn't blitz. I don't know how you make that determination, but 5+3 is blitz, whereas 5+5 is rapid. What about 5+4? Duh! I don't know. What if it's 5+4? Or 4+5? Oh, here we go. Alright. Fatalistic negativity on the way. Schumacher, you're first. So, clown tent. Set your flare. Set flare to stun. Your weight again, you paid lichess. Alright, welcome children, astrobate, adults. Set your flare. In honor of astrobate, we will play the Nimzovich attack. Knight f3 testing. Oh man, Knight f3 is my default move, bro. I hope you know that. It is the default move of Sladgy. Beep. Beep. I love my new apartment. That will soon be my old apartment. My old new apartment. It's like a wife. You love it for a while and you get rid of it. I have to get rid of it. It's too problematic. Too close to the ground floor. It's terrible. Oh man, there was this like drunk man and woman outside the other night, driving me crazy till like 2 a.m, yelling. Man, they were brutal. They were just brutal. They didn't stop yelling. They yelled for like 4 or 5 hours. It was crazy. I don't know how they had that much energy in their state, on drugs or drunk or whatever. But it was kind of annoying. I had to put like cotton balls in my ears to try to sleep. Alright. I love being near the ground floor. In the city. What's up? Alright, astrobate. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Schumacher. So what we have here is basically a Kolykotnowski, where Schumacher is kind of playing the white side of the Kolykotnowski or some such. You stole my opening, man. You stole my opening by playing bishop b7. Do you guys ever stop to think that maybe you try harder against the 2200s? It's a question of taking them more seriously and being motivated. Your tryhards. Like, you try harder against me because I'm 2500 and a streamer. The lower the rating, the less respect you have for the opponents. Could be like part of it anyway. But I think the bottom line is that ratings are just really not very accurate, and online ratings are worse than over the board. Ratings don't mean a whole lot, I guess at the end of the day they mean less and less with every passing day. Alright, next challenge is Arsenal fan. Alright. I need one of those like mouse cord holders. Thought about it, but it's too absurd. I can't bring myself to buy something like that. Alright, pawn takes pawn. Speaking of forced draws, Schumacher are actively playing for draws these days, it appears. Now I thought he was going to play... I don't know what I thought he was going to play. Pawn takes pawn there. He plays for draws. A real man's man. Takes, bishop f3. Maybe you should have played pawn takes pawn if you really wanted that draw. It's kind of like I find when I'm annoyed by stuff, I've got to look into myself and realize that, a lot of it is me. I don't want to admit it. You just expect to beat the 1700s. In a lot of cases, they are ridiculously underrated or cheating or whatever, but in a lot of cases, probably you're at fault too. We expect to beat them. And they play pretty well. Honestly, I see that on the stream all the time, right? We have these games against people. And I'm like, damn. Again? Really? Is it the same guy? So, we have these games against people where they play a perfect game, until, I don't know, move 30. And they're rated 1400. And then, they just, lose a piece or something. You're like, well, how is that possible? How did the 1400... How's he 1400 if he plays perfect games to move 30? I'm surprised every day, by how well people play. But it's been so long since I was 1400. I guess things were different back then, though. I can't really compare my days as a 1400 player to today's 1400 players. It's a different story. Anyway, the point is, I'm surprised all the time by how well people who are low rated can play a given game up until a certain point. Usually they do make a mistake, but it's surprising how late in the game it might happen. They play 30 perfect moves and then they blunder a whole piece or something. You're like, is this a computer or are they going to blunder a whole piece? Which is going to happen? I don't know. I can flip a coin. One or the other will happen. Usually, inevitably, the 1400s, whatever, they make some kind of blunder. And oftentimes it's just surprising. Like, wow, that was move 38. Then it took them till move 38 to really make a serious mistake. I'm not fully mentally aware yet. It's before 3 p.m. is morning for me, so I've become a kind of night owl. Anything before 3 p.m. is considered morning. I also notice that the more I play, the better I play, and that actually applies to blitz and standard, rapid and standard. The more I played this last week, the better I seem to play. If I play 5 or 6 rapid games, I'll play better, toward the 4 or 5 games in than in the beginning. Being warmed up is important to me. Not so much yet. So I'm up 1 pawn on the king's side. What about 2 pawns? Do I hear 2 pawns? What about my back rank problem? Can we improve this position? Let's say Queen d7. Obvious move. Is it good? Not sure, but I have one idea I really like. If queen c2, bishop takes g7. Breaking up his king side. Otherwise, queen c2, queen e7, queen b2, and I think black is gonna hold here. What I'm hoping to do is like win a second pawn. If I can win a second pawn, I'm definitely winning. One pawn is really marginal, but 2 pawns is a big deal. Avpbot. Is that like Cyrillic or something? Looks like Cyrillic. Bishop c5, queen b7. I'm just trying to win a second pawn. Oh, resign. Mouse slip. Good game. He gives me a take back. It's an honorable thing to do. Wow. What an honorable player Schumacher is. All right, I'll give you a take back. You get a take back too, though. No, the time goes back, Arsenal, right? After the take back. All right, queen b7. Oh, you think I'm trying to flag him? Now, if it was a rated game, I don't expect Schumacher to give me a take back. You know, seriously, in all seriousness, I don't accept if I make a mouse slip, I lose the game. And I always have, and I appreciate if people do give me, you know, I do give takebacks for obvious mouse slips. Not everyone does, you know, and it's a question of personal preference, really. You know, your rules of engagement. With really obvious mouse slips, I will give takebacks unless the time is like under 10 seconds or something. You know, then it's really like just not really possible. If I'm going to get flagged anyway, I mean, I'm going to just take the win, but if it's an Armageddon time situation with no time left, but if it's increment and it's like a normal game, I will give a take back, absolutely. But it's up to you. You know, I don't hate people and I don't disagree with them. Hate people. Yeah, it's kind of extreme. I don't. Man, what is wrong with me? I'm making illegal moves now. Wow. I need to focus better. I don't have my arm pillow. Arm pillow. I need to focus. H5 is a good move. A good try here. 2 pawns down, but yeah. This is just not a solution. I thought you would play that last move. Check. Check. Check, check, check. Check. I don't know if this helps or hurts me. Alright, we are up material. Compensation for 1 pawn. Schumacher has here. Deep. It's deep. It's not deep. It was the first. It was the first move I thought of. I needed to find a square I could put it. You know, maybe bishop c3, maybe bishop a1, or maybe bishop e5. Well, I'm not sure if he has a sack. I mean, arse. Oh shit. What sack? It's not deep, and it's... Well, this is guarding g2. That's fortunate. Well, I mean, I thought it's in the vicinity of these squares over here, but it's not. Thank you. I mean, I don't think it's really deep, but... want to stay active. It's, in the area where it can maybe lend a hand in defense. But it is important that he doesn't have bishop takes e3 because my queen defends g2. We needed Black's help to win this game. Yeah, well, he's talking about rook f2. I just don't believe it. Can that really work? What happens if king f2, by the way? King f2, queen f5 check. I should be winning in either case. Either or either. You counted your children lately, Elon Musk. So, we gave up 2 to get 1 back. Queen f3, bishop takes check, queen f3. He can stack up. I'm gonna guess this is my move, but probably missed something. It's amazing how much noise there is. You know, I gotta move out of here. It's crazy. f7, h5. Alright, Schumacher, thanks for the game, man. That's why I gotta move back. It's unbelievable. There's freaking insane noise outside. It's hard enough to concentrate. Alright, man, thanks to take back. You know, you're a good sport. I'm really like handicapped with a mouse. I mean, I always have been. So I was in my 20s. I mean, I guess it helps if you're like, you know, Naroditsky or someone who was like born with a mouse in their hand in like the 2000s or something. But I'm like mouse retarded. You know, I mean, I just don't have any mouse skills. My hand-eye coordination is pretty good. But I don't know, just mouseness. My mouse, I'm always making like weird mouse slips and stuff. I like spazzed out and did queen a7. I actually clicked the a7 square. It was for sure here. But how much compensation do you have? I think you have a full pawn. Yeah. So the computer gives you like white has +1. So what does that mean? You know. I think objectively you have a fighting chance to save this game. I liked h5. The computer doesn't like it. I don't know why. I mean, you have to make back rank. You know, you have to make Luft at some point. So the engine just felt like your move wasn't accurate. Maybe the timing of h5 was bad. You do need to play h6 or h5 at some point. I think you have pretty good comp here. You know, it's like you're 2 pawns down and you may not be lost. I'm not sure. For some reason, the computer thinks this is the only move. I mean, dude, that's if you can calculate 19 moves deep. I thought h5 was a pretty natural try. It's probably like the second or third best move in the position. And then this is a mistake. And bishop e5. I'm just maximizing my mobility. Anyway, all right. Arsenal fan, are you ready? Well, he did good to defend actively 2 pawns down, but he shouldn't have like given me pawns in the first place. You had d takes c, you know, trading everything. You should have played for the draw on the move before. Alright, we play knight f3. Let's do English. I'm just trying to play different stuff. I was playing e4, 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 like the last 2,000 games I played. But I've been playing more e4 than anything against people lately, so it's good to branch out a little. Alright. I know Arsenal used to allow the Flor Mykonos a lot. Now we're seeing a King's Indian. Alright. Speaking of the Marazzi, oh, you want to go with a Benoni? No, Benoni is good Benoni with Gary. Benoni. No Benonis are good Benonis. Morning. No, I think he was trying to play Benoni, though he could play King's Indian, and they're basically the same opening. They're all related. They're in the same family of openings. I think the best players can play all three: King's Indian, Benoni, and Grunfeld. The sort of Gelfand approach. This is a Grunfeld style we're seeing here. But it's in English, technically. I had this with Tibor Fogarashi. I think Tibor played knight b6 against me years ago. And we have like e5 or I can play d4 going into I can go d3 e5 going into an English, or knight b6 d3, and black plays like e5. It's a type of English opening. So yeah, but it's like a neo Grunfeld. Black hasn't played e5 or c5, so you can't call it like a reverse Sicilian because black hasn't played e5. You can't call it a symmetrical English because black hasn't played c5. So it's not really clear what it is. It's more like neo Grunfeld at this stage. I don't know if Arsenal's playing the Grunfeld, but it's definitely not a Benoni now. No, he has options. c5 transposes to a symmetrical English. And now I've played the d4 is Sludgy versus Jerry Wheeler, 1992. And Kyrgyz played it, although it's considered to be nothing for white. d3 is a pawn sack. What else have I played here? Queen b3. It's like he's white in English and I'm black. But he's a tempo down. Now, not a lot of options. Queen b5, attacking the pawn. The pawn! Acerbate the plane! Fling it out there. Flinger missiles. So on Queen b5, did you do a lot of calculation? Queen b5, knight bd7, knight g5. No, Ars isn't fast. I'm slow. I'm just like a freaking blitz chess sloth. Because I like to think. Okay, he's relatively fast, but compared to the preteen bullet players, he's probably slow, Fast compared to me. I just like being argumentative about everything. No. Nothing you guys say is right. Sorry about that. I got it from Arsenal fan. The wife always blames everything on me. I taught the children to be this way. I did this. I made her like that. I made Arsenal. Knight a6 developed. I hadn't caught on to that, piano guy. I was focused on knight d7. Maybe knight a6 is an idea. But queen c7 looks awkward and surprised me. What's his plan? What's my plan? No, I think white is better. I mean, that's the tempo. another option for him, which would be rather extreme, is to just sack the pawn wholesale. You know, knight c6 and give me the c5 pawn, and then play for compensation, like rook c8. Keep it simple. But I think knight on bd7. So here, the problem is, you know, I just got a bishop develop with gain of time. I mean, looks pretty good. I have knight g5, queen b5, knight b5, and he has serious issues after that. I don't think Arsenal is fully... Oh, he's got bishop takes b2, and can he do that? Maybe not. Alright. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Yeah, I mean, clearly he's not in a good place. I mean, he's just playing moves as fast as possible. Like, yeah. Like, his goal is to move as fast as possible, not think and analyze anything. Start thinking when you get a bad position. Okay, maybe he has some play here. You know, he has good instincts, but clearly black isn't calculating enough. Maybe he has some kind of counterplay. Is there anything special we have to do to play? Have 100 or more rated blitz or longer games. Be respectful and polite. Challenge me to 5+5 casual rapid. You don't have to be like, you know, a subscriber or something. But Arsenal is really not in a good place. It looks like, although this move may be inaccurate. I was thinking he might have knight d4 there, trying to sack the exchange. Knight takes 8, but I don't know that it's enough. He's played recklessly and been too fast. But most likely the product of too much bullet chess. Donate. You have to donate, no. But I do appreciate if anybody subscribes or donates to the stream. Would appreciate. Yeah, so, you know, he's obviously playing too fast a pace. Queen b3. So it's been a while. It's in English, like I said, in English in reverse. So knight b6 is the main move. That's correct. Now d3, the only move played. And so here he played bishop e6 pretty quickly too. And obviously knights before bishops. So interestingly, it has been played 4 times. But no one special on the list there. So I'm the first person to play queen b5 here, oddly. Huh. I mean, anything else seems kind of passive. Wow. You know, it hadn't occurred to me I had a3, though. That also makes some sense. Now your knight a6 makes some sense. That's funny, though. a3 just didn't occur to me at all. But I don't like queen c2 or queen d1. I mean, these moves are passive. What am I getting there? You know, I just wasted my time with queen b3. Wow, queen b5 is maybe second best move. Well, I'm not surprised. But queen a3 was better. Okay. Insane, and I've brought. All right, both of these players are legit. Do you have enough games? I've brought 68. Okay, you just qualified. I've brought Bangtown, California. Donate. That's it, guys. Send me to Poland to meet Abrod in Warsaw, in Krakow. World Senior Team Championship. Going to be my next tournament. You had a coaching session an hour ago, and even the coach is using an engine. Coach. Well, I think that engine, this other day, man, irritated me when one of the new viewers was like, don't use the engine, Look, engine is a tool. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't exist, But, yeah, I mean, we need to use the engine, not just the engine. We need to somehow use it as a tool, not just rely on that alone, regurgitate everything it says. That's not, teaching people anything. The point is, I'm not going to hide my head in the sand and pretend chess engines don't exist. But I think we need to learn from the engines, and that chess coach needs to help you learn chess every freaking way possible, including with the engine. He needs to help you learn how to learn from the engine. You know what I mean? If he has the capacity to do that, and I try to do that, I try to learn from it, and I try to help people, try to make sense of what the engine suggests. I think it's a very good exercise, but at the same time, of course, we don't want to just anybody can do that. Uh-oh. Arsenal fan. Play pawn takes pawn. Come on. Exchange variation. There's that crazy line that we looked at. Remember? I decided to start playing the Aliakin a little bit again because I think it's good for the creative juices in the brain. Playing the Aliak in defense is proven to stave off dementia. Stream is lagging, really. Maybe just you. Now knight f3. I played... Yeah, no, what's up with knight f3? It's a weird move. Not many people play that. How bad is it, though? The knight f3 at the end of the day. It's funny, isn't it? Stream is lagging. You're lagging. Stop blaming my stream on your Serbian internet. I mean, low game count is because I don't like playing rated online. Oh, you play casual. Well, there's pluses and minuses. I play tons of anonymous games just because I just resign when people do something stupid. Like e4, e5, queen h5, resign. Next game. H4 resigns. Next game. I could just next, and then I'll keep resigning until I get a real opponent where I have an interesting game or something like that. But yeah. So what do we got here? Doesn't know what it is. It's not an exchange variation. Bishop f4. The London system against the Aliakin. Classic London system variation. Alright. Whatever. I don't know. It doesn't seem like Insane really knows what he's doing. He's just playing kind of sensible moves. I had a funny game the other day. You know what I did? e4, knight f6, knight c3, Well, how did I do this? No, I'm thinking of Scandinavian. Never mind. If you want to play knight c3 as an alternative, I think it's okay. You don't have to play e5. Knight c3 is quite a reasonable move. I mean, d3 is playable too, but it's kind of passive. So if you don't feel comfortable playing e4, e5, and you don't know the theory, I mean, it's okay to play knight c3, but you do have to know how to play the white side of the Vienna or something like that. You got to be able to handle e4, knight f6, knight c3. Ruining chess. I'll tell you what's ruining chess. Social media. Chess girl streamers. I was disgusted. Let's start raging. e6. I see. So how does that work? I didn't mean like chess girl streamers. What I meant was like the Botez, influencers, chess influencers are destroying chess. Botez, one of the Botez is playing in Prague International Chess Festival. It's like, what is your point? Why don't you go back to poker or something? e6. Why do they give them more attention? This guy's like taking pictures. A chess photographer. Give me a break. Chess photographer. I started playing chess because of the money. No, Arsenal has got me wanting to start. You got me like wanting to start like ranting. It's Friday. I'm not gonna rant. Let's just enjoy the weekend without ranting. But the chess influencers don't need more attention. So please don't take their photos and promote them even more. This is a vicious circle. So chess photographer takes pictures and promotes pictures of Botez to further his own career. It's like a viral circle. Well, okay, this particular guy, he takes photos of legit chess players too. So he's alright, but mouse slip. Oh. E6 was a mouse slip. You meant to play pawn takes pawn? Oh no. Really? Because that's a common pawn sack. I think he's tricky. You're hoping for bishop takes, and then you win a piece with d5, mouse slip. Really? See, that's the kind of mouse slip I wouldn't give you a take back on, because it doesn't look like a mouse slip. It looks like a trick, You're hoping to play bishop takes e6 and win a piece. Not a move I would give white credit for. Oops, it was a mouse slip under normal circumstances. Maybe bishop d7 is not good. But he's not in a position to play like knight g5. He doesn't have really any other... there's no way to access the e6 square. It's not the kind of position where he can do that. No, it's totally unsound. He just gave away a pawn. And he's probably telling the truth, that it's really was a mouse slip. Beep. And honestly, maybe white does have a little bit of compensation. My pawns are difficult to undouble. Not just that, I also have a hard time really generating counterplay. What do I do here? For the sake of counterplay. Sack the exchange. Play queen e8. h6 is going to weaken my king side. Ultimately, I might have no other choice. I might not have any other choice. I might have no other choice. How about bishop e8? h6 weakening my king side. White has a certain amount of comp. You know, it's hard for black to do anything here. E5 is playable, but it allows my pawns to be like straight up, you know, severed. It's not great. So what is great for black? What's the best move? Yeah, I don't know about this so-called mouse slip. Not really buying that. Right. Well, the idea was e6 f e6, e6 knight e6, e6 bishop e6 d5. Yeah, exactly. I don't buy it. It was a mouse slip. It was a planned mouse slip. A mouse slip if I play f takes, but not a mouse slip if I play bishop takes. That's the kind of mouse slip it was. There goes my king side. Weakening my king side with g5, I don't know. This is not really a sane thing to do, what I'm doing here. I don't think I should play g5. GM ballistic? Oh, GM ball sack. I thought you said GM ballistic. I was like, wait, never seen anyone named GM ballistic on the stream. Uh-oh, maybe GM ball sack is blocked. He might be blocked. I'm not seeing his chat. Oh, there he is. Sorry. No, he's there. Okay. How should I learn tactics, books, or lichess? Both. Why limit yourself to one or the other? Puzzles, aka combination art, CT art by Maxim Block. You can get software by Blocks. The CT art software, Netog, my ex-moderator, who's been MIA, recommended that. He always loved that. And Netog is a coder too, so he's really into software. But, you know, it's not like you have to do one or the other, honestly. Just do it. I mean, I've never been that into puzzles, to be honest, but a little bit kind of overrated, I think. But, you know, it'll give you the most bang for the buck if you work on puzzles. Gives you the most immediate bang for the buck in terms of improving. You know, it's probably not going to improve your game as much as understanding strategic concepts in the long run. But if you want to like gain rating points quickly and improve in the short term, you know, doing puzzles helps, I think, a lot. And it helps everybody. I mean, it's definitely a positive thing. But I also think it's overrated to a certain degree. Having said that, I don't do enough, and it's been notable in my own games. My tactics are shaky and weak. It was pretty noticeable in my last tournament. I'm missing moves. I'm missing like major shots and candidate moves here and there that a really tuned in player who's been training with a lot of tactics probably wouldn't miss. So, you know, I think it's a good way to stay sharp. So you're an increment pro. There it is. Yeah, I remember, was this the player we thought was a Smurf? You're a master of the 5-second increments. You always make your move with just 0.6 seconds left. That takes some serious skill. How do you keep doing that? Who do we remember that does that? Seems familiar to me. Always makes the move with the time down to like less than a second or something. Never makes an immediate move. No, there you go. Too much bullet, dude. Too much bullet makes Jack a dull boy. You have lost position in 16 seconds now. You're just focusing too much on playing for time. It's too late, dude. You play a lot of bullet chess? 1,000 games of bullet. A little too much. Ditch the bullet. Said the guy who lost on time in a 90 plus 30 tournament. Yeah, there's a player who hasn't been on my stream in a while. Oh, now you lost on time. Who's it? They never come anymore. Learning chess, right? Learning chess style. He always plays super fast. Avbot and Sporgasm. Acerbate versus Sporgasm. Anyway, Nefedov is here. Oh. Nefedov with a new lease on life. Rapid rating, 2159. He's a sandbagger in Blitz. Alright, Avbot, Sporgasm, and Nefedov. Sporgasm challenged me to 5 plus 3. It should be 5 plus 5. So fix it. Fix it now. We've got another hour left. Avbot. Guys, please support the stream. We're 1% of the way there to Krakow. As I face this player from Poland, I'm supposed to go to Poland. My first time, by the way. Nice to go to a country for the first time. We're going to Krakow for the World Senior Team Championship, July 1st. Well, if I can afford it. Yeah, we hate the London system here. Alright, at least play the Jabava system. No, he's doing boring London. Alright, give me your bishop. Come out with your hands up. That's a weird move. G3. Never remember facing that move before. Taking toward the center. Not an unrealistic idea, but the bishop could get trapped. I can't overanalyze this. So after G3 you did E takes? Really? That's weird. Okay, we might end up having to play G3 anyway to defend the pawn, but it's still kind of funny to play G3 and then take with the E pawn. You didn't need G3 necessarily. So you go into a fianchetto. Okay, this is reasonable. Do I really want to play C5? So the fianchetto bishop in London, that's pretty cool. Got to give you credit. I've got to give you credit for a creative approach. That most London players don't have the capacity to do that. Outside the box setup for white. You know, an advanced player who plays this might have the capacity to play a fianchetto. There are variations where you do that. Been a while, Sporgasm. Spore. Speaking of spores, I like to keep up on current events. And there was this toad in Australia that had a mushroom growing on his arm. And it was, do you call toads, they're arms, right? They have arms. The toad had like a normal type of mushroom growing on his arm. Speaking of Sporgasm. Yeah, this is, are you sure you're not from India? No, he's a little more creative than the average London player, I will say, but still pretty robotic. Pretty robotic. London. How's your dark square bishop doing? What I'd really like to do is rip apart what's left of his pawn chain, you know, these guys. Well, that side of the pawn chain, and then, you know, open up my bishop on the long diagonal so it can attack. So we can attack, whatever. That's a bad move. Queen c2 is a strange move. I think a strange move. Putting the queen really in a vulnerable position. I'm not sure if I should play bishop f5, because I don't really have a threat necessarily. But maybe he doesn't have a good square. Like e2 isn't a very good square. It would be the best square, but it's not, for obvious reasons. Dude, go easy on me. Sparta. Yes, no. Best books of chess strategy. Check out the moronic chess bloggers on lichess. Top 20 advanced chess books. You know, I hate these people, really. Like, oh my god. Wait for my next blog. Let's talk about one book at a time. Queen d1. Best chess book. Depends on your level. Or the king side ends up getting fractured. You like this? Oh, rook takes f3. Yeah, that was on the menu. That's a classic French defense shot. You know, like rook takes c3 in the Sicilian. Yeah, I saw that. Well, Stockfish is real good with... I've got a whole study of Stockfish exchange sacrifices, by the way. Unlike old computer programs, this engine has a pretty good handle on sacrificing material for the initiative. And the modern... Well, anyway, modern like programs like Stockfish are not materialistic the way that older ones were. So it has a good handle on stuff like that, you know. Oh yeah, Arsenal. Speaking of which, I liked your Leela game. That was excellent. It's an amazing move. It's like a theoretical novelty, improving on an Ivanchuk game. Ivanchuk like merely sacrificed the pawn, but the computer takes it to another level. It sacks the whole piece. Man, where do you learn to play like this? Like seriously, there's like some online course for people to play robotically on the white side of the London system, promoted by some Indian FM or something who does blogs. I mean, where do people learn to play like this with white? There's like this robotic style. It's really weird. And then they're just like hanging pieces. It's like, I don't know. I played a player like this the other day. You're 1300. You're playing just like the guy I played in an anonymous game yesterday. How do you learn to play like this? It's so weird. Not as robotic. This player, I mean, I don't mean like robotic necessarily in a terrible way. Like he's quite good for 1300, bro. But the other guy, I literally, that's what I'm talking about. I play people, they play 30 moves like they're a computer, and then they like start hanging all their pieces and stuff. It's like, how is that the same player? Look how systematic this player is. It's weird. You're 1300? I don't think so. You haven't yet made like a serious mistake. Just tiny little inaccuracies. Yeah, can he be underrated? Do you like asking questions? But he's like the exact same as the guy I played last night. But I'm just wondering, like, who teaches people to play like this? Is it like Chessable or just a natural, kind of natural development? H3. I wonder why he chose to play H3. It's a pretty patient move and very hyper modern and kind of prophylactic. Tell me this guy isn't like ridiculously solid for a so-called 1300. He doesn't have many games, but the ratings are very consistent. How could you be like 1300 and not make any kind of inaccuracies? Now he just drops all his pieces, with one move. That's crazy. That's what I'm talking about. How do you play like 22 moves without even like one mistake, and then you just like you hang c3 to a three-way like fork? It's crazy. This is what I was talking about exactly. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, how could you play 22 moves with only the tiniest inaccuracies, and you just make like massive blunder hanging at piece or something? It's weird. It's almost like the player is playing a kind of artificial chess, and now you sacrificed your queen. Okay, this is just like trolling me now. Whatever. Yeah. I guess they might be able to get away with sacking an exchange. Well, they've got to do something other than sacrifice their queen. Now they're trolling me. Bot. I don't like their name as bot either. The AVP bot. At first I thought it was like Cyrillic. Yeah, that's not good. But I'm curious about this move. Look at this. G3 now. Novelty. I mean, if you look, I've played this position probably a bunch of times. As black. Just for kicks and giggles. No, here. So, I have 30 games in this position, and only one player has played. Only one player has played G3. So it's a Counter-Strike thing. Okay. My first guess when I see your name is like some kind of weird, like sometimes they try to put Cyrillic names in like Latin characters. And then I see bot, and I'm like, okay, try to make sense of people's names. Anyways, so you're the first person ever to play G3 against me. It's not that bad. And now, why did you play G3 if you're going to take with the E pawn? It's kind of a good question, right? But the computer prefers E takes. G6, bishop G2, bishop G7, C3, castles. Okay. So far you're still equal, playing a perfect game. Then you gave up the center, chipping away. So far, white is only a tiny bit worse. And I had knight A4, which I looked at, but I wasn't convinced by. This is a mistake. I wasted time. Position is still equal, and you're 1300. H3 I didn't really understand. It's just a move. H4 is actually better. Gives you H5, and it puts your pawns opposite color bishop. So H3 was an inaccuracy. You have a tiny disadvantage, and you're 1300. And then this is a serious mistake. So B3, your first really bad positional mistake. And then you like drop C3 to 3 different tactics. I mean, whatever. It's weird. I'm getting games like that all the time. 22 moves and white has a slight disadvantage, and then they just like drop a piece. Nefedov. Yeah. You gotta really play chess. Not hide behind the London system or something. Okay, it's okay for a start. If you're really a total beginner, it gives you a starting basis. Better off, people would be better off like playing Chess 960 than freaking playing the London system at some point. Alright, Nefedov, we cannot play e4 because of the Schliemann. Nefedov knows everything about everything. And he's playing stronger and stronger all the time. We had knight f3, knight 6, knight c3. What did I play against him? Unbeatable. No, he's a rock. A rock who plays the Schliemann defense. That's weird, but it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed my stay in Krakow. Yeah, I want to go. July, we're gonna. What did I play here the other day? We're gonna format. We have a team playing from the U.S. Myself, 2 other IMs, and I'm playing a reversed Steinitz or something like that, just to get Nefedov out of book. Oh, now you said it. Yeah, I should have played. Although I never remember exactly on what move order you use, Arsenal fan. We're gonna have to remind me what we're talking about with respect to the move order, because those move order, I get confused very easily. So Nefedov is now playing the white side of the Spanish, which is interesting because he actually plays the exchange variation of the Spanish. So it may not be all that a bad thing to force Nefedov to play a line of the Spanish that he doesn't necessarily play. Although, no, that's true. What does Nefedov do if you play the Steinitz against him? He doesn't play the exchange variation there, obviously. So he's probably doing whatever he would do if he played the Steinitz, I guess. Alright, Gleck style. You offer to sacrifice your e4 pawn. I have to take a look. Yeah, like I said the other day, the problem with the Schliemann and most things like that is that you tell yourself every time you face it, you'll be like, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to look this up and do some work on it. And then you forget and you don't face the Schliemann for another month and a half. And then it comes up again and you're like, oh, it happens every 6 months, It's not like the London system that's coming up every day. It's driving you crazy, The Schliemann only pops up once in a while. Although I tried to play it a few times with black. Not seriously, though. In Blitz. A few over-the-board games, not seriously. Bishop e6, tempting me to play knight to g5. Now or never? If I play knight g5, he moves the bishop away, and then my knight is just on g5. What did it accomplish? I think not. I say no. Knight g5 is... Whoa. Knight d4. Really? You're going to sacrifice your pawn structure, sire. Are you into the bird defense? Maybe. Nefedov, the bird is the word. I was experimenting with the bird, actually. Which I know is definitely not good, but anything for surprise value. Interesting. I don't like black's play with respect to the pawn structure. It doesn't seem right. The question remains. He's lost his bastion on e5. Well, didn't lose it, it's been transferred. Well, AYPbot a few seconds ago, thanks for putting chess and letting us play with you. Really amazing experience to go against a professional player. Which would not happen otherwise. Seems good. That's cool, thank you. He subscribed for 2 months. Thanks, AVPbot. PvPbot. Alright. Nefedov is reduced to what I would call playing for tricks. Tricks are for kids. There's a diagonal here. I don't castle queenside in the big or whatever you want to call this, Nefedov. So don't get your hopes up for me castling queenside. I just want to nibble away at that. It looks like Nefedov's playing the Sicilian. You know, it's a closed Sicilian. How's your closed Sicilian with black? Do I take with the knight? Or I take with the pawn? Take with the pawn. Build. Oh no. Suggest books. Oh. Watch a lot of Botez. Gotham Chess book. Botez for YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. No, I don't care about influencers. I'm sorry, I'm just joking around. We gotta be more specific. This, tell me the books, you know, is too general. Too general. Needs specific topic, really, to recommend book. Too general question. Nefedov, and there's a new Harry Potter coming out. Victor Orban and a Crystal Skull. No, Harry Potter and something. I am purely beginner. I just played you. You're not purely beginner, but whatever. That's relative, isn't it? Nefedov was really going south here. Wow, we found his weakness. Closed structure, pawn storms. Oof. Nefedov's having a bad day. He's never lost against me before. Well, he lost to me twice in the last, 6 months, it looks like. I don't know how. But he's not good on the black side of the closed Sicilian, obviously, which is what this effectively became. He's got huge holes over here. H5. Having an optimistic day. I think the problem is that, beginner is relative. What does that mean? One player's beginner is another player's champion of the street, Amateur's Mind is a good suggestion. Actually, sadly, I never really met Jeremy Silman. I was at tournaments where he played, but we never talked. But I always kind of liked Silman's approach. It seemed genuine to me. If you think about it, Jeremy Silman started writing chess books before the era of fake information and influencers and blah, blah, blah. Jeremy just died. I'm not sure what the circumstances were, sometime last year, in 2023, and he was relatively young, in his 60s. But, I don't know. Sad. He was an excellent chess writer, and there aren't enough of them around. A lot of snake oil salesmen or salespeople For every good chess writer, there's like 10 bad ones, or, fake, wannabe, like, tricksters trying to, like, get people to subscribe and buy into their bullshit, including grandmasters. Silman was genuine, so I highly recommend Amateur's Mind. And what's his other book? I never bought his books because I'm not a beginner. Reassess Your Chess, right? Thanks. But I've heard only good things. I've seen excerpts, and examples from the books, and I liked what I saw. But I didn't personally use Silman's books. But if you're gonna recommend books for an intermediate level player, let's say you're calling yourself a beginner, but I would say it's more like an intermediate, because you're 1700 on here, you're better than most people. All right, Nefedov collapsed. It was a very rare Nefedov collapse. So the real moment of truth is, like, he jumped in there with 94. I don't understand what possessed him to do that here. Because this is so fundamental. When you play 94 and this pawn is shifted, it's like why I was referencing the bird's defense. In the bird, after e4, this is not an analysis board, but see what I'm saying. After e4, e5, knight f3, bishop e5, the problem with the bird defense, you could say, well, black falls behind development. Okay, that's the problem too. But the bigger problem is that you lose your bastion, your strong point on e5, and if you lose e5, it's easier for white to play e5. It's easier for white to play f4. White has more chances to control the center, destroy the d4 pawn, and black has no center at all. And that's what happened to Nefedov really effectively here. He just, like, his e5 pawn got pushed there, and then it got traded off with c3, and he had no center. And the center is the second most important thing in chess. If I ever do write a chess book, and talk about the principles of the game, I would argue that, like, king safety is number one and control of the center is number two. Because the object of the game is mate, so therefore, practically, like, if you was subscribed by the National Football League sort of strategy of defense is the best offense, a good defense is the best offense, then king safety is number one priority. The second, and normally Nefedov is quite good with that, but the second biggest priority is control of the center. And the problem is the center went, and castled, and his king side is weak. It's so easy for white to win this position. Yeah, 1800 is pretty high for an absolute beginner, exactly. You could beat, like, everyone in your neighborhood at the local bar at 1800, so you're not really a true beginner. Alright, guys, we have another 30 minutes. Nefedov characteristically going off the... But what's up here with this position? No games in the database. What? No, that's my games. Masters database, no games found. That's striking, right? I thought black would play h6 to stop knight g5, and it's a useful move. Piano guy, I don't mind playing you if you promise to have 100 games or whatever. The other thing, d5, but that could be a problem now. So h6 kind of, like, threatens to play d5. The other move that black can play, obviously, is castles. And there can't be anything wrong with that. But what's surprising is there's no games here. When the heck did we leave book? Wow. Okay, people don't play, like, the black side of the Spanish with white, Here's a Gaia Megami game from 2013. Who else? Jan London. No one else, just average players. Gaia with a game for 2013. No one else played d6. They either castled or played d5. So this is kind of a passive move, but solid. g3. Bishop g4. Probably a mistake. Give me a free move here. Computer wants to trade. And this is just a major error. Okay. Alright, bug me never. Wow! 20. Oh! Whoa! 2200 rapid based on 4 games. 1900, 22 games. You have no 100 games. Alright. Bullet doesn't count, but we'll make an exception. If you crush me, fine. Then you're, an engine or something, but... My general rule, and now I get a challenge from King Khan, who's been missing for a long time. My general rule for challenges is 100 blitz or bullet. Rapid, sorry. It's a Freudian thing. He only has 20 games of blitz. He lost to a cheater, got tilted and lost 150 points. You've been known to be tilted on more than one occasion. G4 is the main line there. That's the theoretical move. The only really acid test, I guess. I think this is maybe black's best variation against the Jabava thing. Jabava thing. People like that. The Jabava thing. G4 here? Really? Weird. So you're 1700 bullet, 1900 blitz based on 22 games. You're playing G4. Alright. That's not the engine move. I feel like that was the easiest 9 Centipon game I ever played. It's all based on fundamental principles. There's like no calculation involved whatsoever. You know that, right? I literally explained the whole thing as I was playing it. You abandon your control of the center. Very fundamentally. I would never need to calculate a move in my life if I had to play games like that on a regular basis. Highly suspicious. Bishop d5, castles g5, knight d7. I can't believe you played knight to d4. The computer says it's plus 1.6 for white after that. That's how bad your position is after one mistake. Actually, your second mistake, because apparently the other move is bad too. Do we have a double bishop sacrifice here? You're like Lasker Bauer, bishop takes h7, king h7, queen h5 check. Justin Sarkar did that to me. And he's like, yeah, he does it. Bug me never. Oh man. You immediately bust the double bishop sacrifice on me. Are you kidding me? So that doesn't work. You have to play check first. Check, king g8, and then g6. And it's possible that I'm lost. I don't believe it. Am I? Probably. But after g6 I have rook h8. GG. But that shows a lot of respect for your opponent, you know. Sack a piece and then just play whatever. Don't calculate or anything. I might have a lost position here against Lasker. Lasker / Justin Sarkar age 14. (22, 25) in rapid. Really? Maybe F5. Yeah. Anyway, it's hard to rationalize White's play. It's not my stream. It's the Serbian internet provider telling you. Are you threatening me? Essentially, he is. Nothing weird about White's play at all. If I castle, I should have, Anu Karma is saying, why didn't you play pawn takes pawn? Well, it probably would have been a good move, I'm programmed to, keep my pawn structure in, one piece, but in this case, it was better to take with the pawn on g6. I wouldn't have this problem with my g file. Black's winning, but I have to be careful. He has threats of pinning my queen to my king. So what I really need to do here is, trade queens somehow. But how do I force a trade of queens? It's not so easy. Not so easy. D4. Well, queen h5 is one interesting idea. Allowing rook g1 check, but cutting him off from castling. Or queen g4 for that matter. We want to prevent White from castling. Now I can play king d2 though, and then I'll have to bring my king back, and I get mated in one. So first I'll have to play. This is problematic. I might have to put my king on a crazy square like h6 or something. Take on c2. It never occurred to me. My God, I could have taken on c2. Yeah, that's better. That would have easily ended it. Much better than what I did. But I mean, look at White's ratings. This is a player I would never play. 1700 bullet, 1942, and then 2200 rapid. Maybe. There is that. Yeah, only move king e2. The fact that rapid ratings are kind of inflated versus blitz. It's true. So how safe is my king? All I need to do is trade queens and it's game over. I'm up 2 pieces. Any karma, but don't just make suggestions during the live game, because you put ideas in my head and you also help the opponent or me. We don't want to make suggestions during the game. Yeah, this is a mistake. So I can force a trade of queens. So was he winning with that queen h6 check and g6? I can't believe it. Looks like it might be winning. But I have pawn takes g6, queen takes g6 check, king h7, or king h7, king h8. We'll check it after the game. But if this player is really as strong as he says he is, then they would resign here. You know, you're down 2 pieces. No, White had to try queen c6, I guess, you know, to avoid exchange of queens. This is the only way to avoid the exchange of queens. I can't really attack the queen on c6. On a5, it's easy to force this exchange. Why didn't they go to c6? Because I don't know what to do after that. I literally can't force an exchange of queens. Not immediately, anyway. I'm probably winning, but it's not as simple. What's really shocking is that I may have been lost with the Lasker Bauer sacrifices on h7. The question is here, 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 queen h6 check, bishop g7, king g7, g6. No. Queen h6 check, king g8, g6 takes. Queen check. Yeah, he has a draw, but he's also checkmating me. Freaking unbelievable. No, after queen h6 check, g6, knight f6. And then rook h1. Rook g1. It's over. You're playing it out. They're playing my song. Wow. Is that seriously mate? Like unstoppable mate? Oh no. It is. This is amusing. What? So you're definitely trolling me. They missed the first mate? This is the weirdest position ever, dude. How are you 1700 USCF? And you don't resign when you're 2 pieces up? I mean, 2 pieces down? I thought I was lost, dude. What am I missing here? Oh, I had bishop f8 all along. Okay, that's the thing I missed, you know? I seriously missed bishop f8. It's the only move that, like... What do you mean I'm having hallucinations? I have literally one move. What do you mean it isn't? Oh no. Wait, what are you saying? Queen takes a5, rook g1. What do you mean knight f6 versus 2? I can't make 2 moves in a row. What are you guys talking about? Oh, I have rook g8? No. The point is here, rook g1. Now what do you want me to play? Alright? What do you mean rook g8? It's mate in 1. Knight f6 is mate in 2. It turns out I have bishop f8. That's my only move. I thought I was being trolled. He was going to like checkmate me. I didn't see bishop f8. I probably would have lost on time. You guys see this right now. You understand this is the only move. Bishop f8. I mean, I could sack my queen and then do bishop f8, but it's the same thing. It is scary. But the bigger question is, yeah, I'm like lost. I'm lost after the double bishop sacrifice. Curious. Wow. So it was all in sound, and I castled into it, and I'm lost. Yeah, so apparently I have to play something else, like probably 94, I don't know. Just like losing a pawn for nothing. But what was curious for me was this g4. Where did you come up with that? g4. Wow. Francesco Rinaldi. And I fell right into this trap. b4, I'm good. Bishop b7, I'm okay. But on this, I lose. It's freaking Lasker Bauer. You're 1700. So after queen h6, check king g8, and then g6, I'm just busted. I'm really getting mated now. Frightening. Talking about inconsistencies. Alright, last game. Well, you're supposed to play g4 like on move 5. That's the theory. This guys must have a coach. These guys, you mean? Don't see a6 often. Well, it's the best move, you know. Most people don't know that. I've been practicing this quite a bit. They may not reveal that on even grandmasters like Vita Levente criticized me for playing a6, but you know, I've done quite a bit of work on this. You know, you can't be dogmatic. I think a6 is the best move. But the secret is to play a6 and e6. Anyway, I like playing a6. In many openings. I'm big on that, so it fits my repertoire. King Kong is now theoretical expert on the Grunfeld, apparently. World's leading expert. This guy who didn't know any theory now. Well, I don't know if they're better. But there's no way to know, man, you know. Stay paranoid, Arsenal fan. I don't think that the average player finds Lasker Bauer double bishop sacrifice on a standard game, in a standard game. And it's even weirder that they would play it and then mess it up, you know what I mean? When Sarkar did it against me, my king got away by sacrificing my queen, and I walked away, and he had two queens versus queen and two bishops in the middle game. And he's still trying to find that game. I have it in my storage unit probably somewhere, and I'm not sure if I can even like read my own score. But, you know, Justin Sarkar is a brilliant autistic IM, you know. He's not just an average player. This was maybe the most brilliant game he ever played. But it was an early one, you know, and I had no idea who he was. And, you know, he's not some random 1700 player. He was already, like, quite brilliant when he was, like, a teenager. And most people don't know about Lasker Bauer and the double bishop sacrifice. So anyway, you have that. This guy's another suspicious account. I'm suspicious of everyone, especially Arsenal fan. So I don't know. Larry's a big expert on this. I mean, there's millions of games in this exchange sack. Unfortunately, I don't play it much. I don't play Bishop C4 much, so I don't know. I thought Black's supposed to play Bishop F7, not Bishop D7. That doesn't seem right. But how to take advantage of it? How do I take advantage of it? This? You know? He's used 8 seconds for the game. He knows more about this variation than I do. No, I thought Bishop D7 was a mistake, but he's only used 9 seconds for the whole game. Nothing suspicious about that. Mr. Coffee, welcome. How about E5? I like this element. But I'm not sure if I'm supposed to play E5 so early. I don't know what the history of this is. You know, Spassky probably played it. It's before my time, really. Early 80s, maybe late 70s. The theory is D5, bishop takes F6, rook D1, bishop F7, and then white can win the exchange back, but I'm not exactly sure. Usually black will give back in exchange to some line. Bishop to F5. What would make you play that move so suddenly? What does that move do? You know what it does? I'm not going to say it. It enables black to do something specific, but I don't want to give my opponent any ideas. Espartaco, what does that mean? 200 points is not determinant of strength. What does that mean exactly? What do you mean? What is your meaning? Oh. Knight F4? Oh shit. Hope my opponent's not a computer, because he sure plays like one. Right? He plays like a computer too much. I've had this issue with this player before, but too confident, too quick, you know what I mean? Like, you're making like major decisions like instantaneously. It's too computery. How can you be so sure about your moves? The main point of bishop f5 was to enable black to play queen d6, which is an extremely important defensive strategy here for black. So if I play knight f4, his computer's already calculated queen e3. Knight f4, queen d6, queen e3, knight c4. It saves time. Let the computer do the dirty work. I should just resign. I'm not interested in playing this player. They play too fast, too confidently. It seems sus to me. I just don't trust you, you know? Alright guys, I gotta go. It doesn't matter what site. Thanks, Arsenal. I will see you later. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on Sunday for the simul. Bye-bye.